Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new show on SuperSport. It's the Cricket Link Up, and I'm telling you, the entire of South Africa and everyone on this call and who will be watching this show is smiling and celebrating. We've got Nazeer, we've got Charlie, we've got Phila. Boys, what a win. South Africa defeating India, not just defeating them by any margin, but 76 runs in their opening Super 8s encounter. Phila, I know you have a lot to say, brother. That's a statement.
I was waiting for you to come to me first, Nikhil, because it's so amazing. It's a huge win. Like, I think this game was so important, first up, to start the Super 8s. And I guess South Africa were probably a little bit nervous going into this clash. It's India. It's in Ahmedabad. It's 123,000 people at the Narendra Modi Stadium. So there was so much riding on this first game of the Super 8s to be able to settle the nerves a little bit. And it's probably the best that South Africa have played. Probably the best that South Africa have played apart from that game against New Zealand in the Group D stage, which was also almost near perfect. And this is a great start. It lessens South Africa's load going into the rest of the Super 8 fixtures. Plenty to play for, but such a great win.
I mean, all South Africa have got to do now is basically beat Zimbabwe or West Indies, and they should walk both of those games. This was the difficult one.
Hold on, Charlie, don't get too ahead of yourself. Don't get too ahead of yourself at West Indies.
England won today, okay? I'm a happy man. South Africa going to walk this group now.
You see, this is the problem. The only problem about winning like this is the fact that everyone is saying South Africa is going to win. We're making the final. I don't want that, guys. Like, we were going fine under the radar. Now, all of a sudden, we destroy India. So, but you guys need to chill. We're not the favorites. India are still the favorites. India have the best team. We're going to get there, but just relax.
Guys, you know, I was thinking today, right? David Miller I think he's going to be 30. He's going to be 37 very soon. But he's been such a servant to South Africa. I think he's important for two reasons today. One, obviously, the innings at 20 for 3 was unreal. Unbelievable. 20 for 3, the way he walked in and counter-attacked. But I actually think, tell me what you guys think about this. I actually think he would have provided a lot of knowledge for South Africa, but given that he plays the IPL there for the past few seasons, and you could see Markram made a huge decision to bat first, which everybody was talking about, kind of they should chase and who's going to win the toss and bat second. And everything they did today was superb.
Look, I was thinking that David Miller looks like an absolutely man-possessed. And I think the reason is because he's been through so much of heartbreak in these close games where he's performed and the team hasn't gone over the line. And remember, he wasn't part of that World Test Championship final victory for South Africa. He wants to win a trophy, and he looks possessed. And the experience was showing. Like, there was times in the innings with Brevis where he would just took him aside. And
I saw that.
Just through. So he almost didn't make it because he got injured in the SA20, and we're so lucky to have him.
Yeah. Added to that, Nazeer, because when you look at it, at how that time was so important, 23 for 3, a young Brevis is in. A lot has been said about Brevis and maturity, and especially batting in situations in a T20 game. Perfect person to come in to bat with a young Devil Brevis to be able to resurrect that South African innings. I loved it because it was like the old guard and the new guard now coming together, and it was a great enmeshment of what South Africa's sort of present and past to what the future might look like as well. So perfect person to come in that situation and bat with a young Devil Brevis.
And Stubbs plays a completely different innings if he's in earlier than he is. That Stubbs finish at the end, because even at the time when it was in between innings, 187, you thought, okay, South Africa are going to have to bowl really well to try and defend this with the power that India have. Now it's different, though we know the result. But those 2 sixes that Stubbs hit towards the end of the innings kind of changed it for me. I kind of thought at 175 or whatever they were with 2 balls left, I thought India could be favourites here. But those 2 sixes kind of really gave South Africa that extra that they needed in the end, I think.
I was listening to Faf yesterday, and he was talking about 3 things you need for a World Cup, right, to be successful. He said form, he said injuries, and he said luck. And South Africa, I mean, they can't get luckier than the double super over. The injuries, they stay healthy. And the form, my word. Honestly, I figured, look, there's been a lot of talk against South Africa because of what happened in 2024 and stuff. I just figured that the cricket gods would say, you know what, I'm giving this one to the Proteas. But I never expected a 76-run victory. That is huge.
It's massive. Nazeer spoke about like trying to play the underdog card. We can't anymore. We need to embrace it, Nazeer. We need to embrace the favorites tag now. We've been underdogs for decades in South Africa's participation at ICC events. And for the first time, I feel like this is South Africa's a tournament to lose, actually, because they're the favorites. If you, especially now after you've beaten India by 76, like you go from sort of perennial underdogs to literally hot favorites to win, playing at Ahmedabad. They've played the bulk of this tournament at Ahmedabad. The final's going to be at Ahmedabad, depending on who makes it. So I'm saying South Africa for the win, definitely, and going to Ahmedabad in that final as hot favorites.
But why are you worried, bro?
If I could mute you at that time, what are you saying? I told you to relax, and now you're going out here saying, "Nah."
No, Phila's right. He's right. He's right. Phila's right. I think if you take down India, I think you have a target on your back for sure. What were you going to say, Charlie?
I mean, this is the first time India have lost in a T20 ICC event since 2022. Like this is like a big thing. Since they lost that semi-final in 2022, they have not lost a game. They've only lost one, if you include 50 overs as well, with that final in Ahmedabad. Is there a few worries if it is an India-South Africa final, that final being in Ahmedabad? Could they choke again?
I love how Charlie's just papering over the fact of his team England, like they didn't have his heart racing today in that first innings. Full credit though, Charlie. I've been telling people England always starts slowly, and my word, they turned up today.
Yeah, I mean, I wish that they just performed with the bat a little bit better. I thought our strong suit would have been with the bat, but if we're winning games with the ball, then it's winning games at the end of the day. You talk about it. How often do you talk about it in football when it's a good side when they're not performing and they're winning games? So, as an England fan, I'm okay at the moment. A little bit worried about Josh Butler.
A Barbadian philosopher once said, "It's not a sprint."
True.
We moved too quickly on from South Africa. We spoke about the batting, but we missed out speaking about the bowling and Lungi Ngidi.
Yeah,
Lungi Ngidi. If anyone says he's not our best quick in limited overs, they're wrong. People were saying we needed Shamsi for mystery. Lungi Ngidi's got mystery now, guys. He's bowling off spinners. And he's deceiving batsman. Nobody could get Lungi away this whole tournament. He's been so clutch for us, I swear.
Not gonna lie, right? I thought when I saw Abhishek, the way he started, once he got off the mark, 4 off the first ball, I was like, oh boy, 3 ducks, he's gonna unleash. But I would give South Africa full credit. Markram and Conrad are so brave and they're planning the field sets and stuff. And Janssen as well, guys. You talk about mystery. Janssen's got this new slow ball now. He's bowling out the knuckleball. I'm telling you, South Africa looks very strong. Nazeer, favorites, bro. Favorites.
Okay, fine. We're winning the whole thing.
Let me see this jersey. That's the paint day jersey. Bro, I think that jersey is fire, bro. Stand up. We need to see that. Stand up.
No. Don't want to show the guns too much here.
But also, Jen, sorry, Nikhil. It was going to be important how South Africa played Varun Chakravarti today, because that was going to be the biggest sort of challenge. The way that South Africa haven't been able to play the mystery of Varun Chakravarti in the encounters before this. I think I remember a series where India came to South Africa not long ago, and he was all over the South African batters. But I think today they'd find a great plan. They found a great plan to be able to counter whatever he threw up. And that, for me, his 4 overs was so crucial in turning the tide towards the South Africans with the bat. And then, of course, as you say, Nazeer, Lungi Ngidi is that guy for me. Time and time again, especially in a T20 game, he comes up trumps. His variations, he's able to swing the ball up front in the power play, come back in the second phase of the game, and bowl at the death. So you're looking at a three-dimensional bowler who can do three different jobs for you in a game of T20, which are so crucial. Wickets up front, bowl in the middle, and bowl at the death.
Guys,
Yeah,
one thing, right? Go ahead, Charlie. Go ahead. And then
I was just thinking it used to be so much on Rabada, and now even though Rabada isn't bowling as well as he has done in the past, you've got Jansen, you've got Ngidi, you've got Maharaj all stepping up at the same time to take that load off him. It's such a well-rounded bowling attack at the moment.
Two things, guys. Did you guys see the catch Corbin Bosch? I think it was Abhishek with Maharaj clattering into him. I swore, I was like, wow, look at how this entire game is going to change if he drops this. And he still held on. That guy is built like... I came and watched a rugby game earlier in South Africa, Stormers and Sharks. Yeah, Bosch could play rugby for sure.
Nah, you know what I was thinking? If it was anyone, if it was like someone like Markram or Ngidi going on top of Bosch, I was going to be more worried then. But and that was a crucial point of the game, actually, because it wasn't like towards the end. It was, what is it, the second or third wicket? Yeah. And if that catch didn't go to hand and it popped out, it actually popped out. My heart was going crazy, but I mean, he took it, so that's all that matters.
Bosch what did y'all think was when he took the catch? He really did not look happy about it.
He was mad. What do y'all think is which wicket was the biggest for y'all?
Sky.
Abhishek Sharma.
Yeah, Sky.
Abhishek Sharma. I mean, I think I tweeted earlier on in the week after he got 3 ducks in a row that you just have to watch him score 25 ball 100 against South Africa at Ahmedabad. And everybody came at me on Twitter, but because he's just such a crucial wicket. You know, he's proved it time and time again, whether it's IPL, how many T20 international hundreds does he have? So he's such a big wicket, and the form that a guy like Ishan Kishan is in also, massive wicket to get first over. So, I mean, those 2 wickets of those openers, it sort of breaks the backbone of the run chase for India, because they don't have that start that Abhishek gives them. They don't have that start that Ishan Kishan gives them. So those 2 wickets for me, but more crucially, the wicket of Abhishek Sharma was the biggest.
Fair. I heard you guys saying Sky, and obviously he was in as well. Guys, as much as this is a surprise, I think I saw Nazeer do a TikTok earlier. The biggest surprise has been Zimbabwe. They have been unbelievable. They play against the West Indies tomorrow. Charlie, give me the neutral perspective first, then I'm going to the neighbours.
I think West Indies are probably going to have too much, aren't they? Zimbabwe are a fantastic team, and I think they've got 4 or 5 really, really good players. However, it's the rest of the supporting cast, I think, that could let them down. I know we're into the kind of exciting stage and that they beat Sri Lanka and they beat Australia, but as we've seen from Sri Lanka today and we've seen from Australia, they're 2 teams that aren't at their peak of their powers with injuries and whatever else it is. That's the thing that would worry me about Zimbabwe. Don't get me wrong, you could have a fantastic innings from Raza or Bennett or Burl or someone like that. That could work. However, I just think those supporting cast members that they've got everywhere else in that team is going to be the part that lets them down.
Did you see the Casa Corner? Did you see Casa Corner? 6 of the guys flew in, dancing in the stands. Zim is amazing, man. Unbelievable.
I mean, those fans, Zimbabwe fans, I didn't know how cricket crazy how they were. And up until I predicted that Zimbabwe is not going to make it out the group stage. And when they did, my comments were absolutely like, these guys are coming up. They're coming after me. Like, I actually went to Zimbabwe and I started killing people. I was like, relax, guys. I want you to, I was so happy when they beat Australia, but they were coming for me properly in the comments. And now I predicted they're going to lose all 3 group stage games just for the reasons Charlie said. But in this platform, I'm going to say Zimbabwe is going to beat West Indies tomorrow. So the Zimbabwean neighbors can just be on my side. I don't care
Fair
if
enough, fair
Nikhil's
enough.
angry at me. Nikhil has the worst stadium choices in the whole world. So I don't care about Nikhil. My Zimbabwean neighbors, I'm with you guys
Brother,
tomorrow.
Durban, Kingsmead #2. I stand by that. Kingsmead #2.
I'm actually with you, Nikhil, because when you look at how the West Indies have actually played in this tournament, it's like one of those. It reminds you of 2016 again, doesn't it? Like it's guys that are clicking that are so important. Imagine if they had a Nicholas Puran in the side. It takes them to overwhelming favorites to be able to get to semifinals, finals, and be eventual champions. But if you have a guy like Shimron Hetmeyer firing, we both saw, Nikhil, how Shafane Rutherford played in the SA20 and how good he was, that form coming in. The variations now that a guy like Gudakesh Moti has added to his left arm spin makes him a different prospect for Zimbabwe's chances to try and beat them. But it's going to be a competitive game. I think that's going to be the game for me of the Super 8s outside of South Africa, India. That game is so crucial because you don't really know which way it's going to go, but you hope it's Zimbabwe. But the heart and the mind tells you it's going to be the West Indies because of the pedigree that they have within that side. So it's such a big game.
Guys, I just want to tell you all one thing. The West Indies have been planning. We've been planning for this. I shouldn't say we, but I am a West Indian. Let me tell you why. Have you guys seen what they've done in the dressing room after every win? Lion King song, right hand in the air. They're going to the African heritage to beat the African teams. Simple as. I'll give you all a story, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me for saying this, but Mpomelelo and Bango, one of SuperSport's own, he actually sent me the lyrics to send to the West Indies guys because they have no clue. They don't know even one word. Not even one word. Yeah, but their theory is they've not lost the game singing it wrong, so they're going to continue singing it wrong. But it's great, man. It's great to see the vibe in the dressing room.
And I love that camaraderie because it's what builds champion sides. Like if you go back to 2016 and the personnel that were in that West Indies side, bravo, champion dance. It's that charisma, that Caribbean charisma that really sets them alight. And I think that's been the difference for me for this West Indies side of the past 2 years going into this tournament, is that they found that charisma again, that mojo, that togetherness, that enjoyment of playing for the West Indies together.
I want to pose one thing to you guys before we wrap up. We've had 2 days of the Super 8s. Obviously, New Zealand, Pakistan running out. Sri Lanka getting thumped today, and India also. I want to know from each of you, who are the 4 semi-finalists? We're going to come back to this on the link up. I see Charlie's looking stressed. Poor guy, yeah. I know. I want to hear. I'm going to go last, but let's go Charlie first.
Yes.
My 4 semi-finalists, South Africa. I mean, they're guaranteed to win it, so that obviously we're already there with South Africa. India, I think, are going to go through. I still think India are going to have too much. I'd imagine that they'd win their next 2 games. This might give them a bit of a kick to kick on now.
Yeah.
And then from the other group is just so difficult because you don't really know what you're going to get from any of them. I think England winning against Sri Lanka today and the game being rained off gives them a real kind of leg up. So I'm going to go with England. And I think I'm going to pick Pakistan to go through. I think their spin in Sri Lanka is going to do them some favours.
Who's going next?
I'll go next. And I'm going to say South Africa's not making... No, I'm just joking.
People were typing emails as you said it.
No. The Proteas, we have to now. After that win, I think if we at least Zimbabwe or West Indies will beat one of them at least. So I think the Proteas, India, I think that I still do think that, honestly, I think they're still the favorites. Home crowd, I do think they have a really good team. They have match winners. they have Bumrah, who's been so good.
We didn't even talk about him. He was sensational.
He could have. He probably at the halfway break. I was like, Bumrah's won the game for them. To be honest. So I still think India are the favorites. I'm going to say India, Proteas. I think New Zealand are one of the most well-rounded and under the radar side. I'm going to say New Zealand, and I was saying Sri Lanka before today. I'm also going to say Pakistan. I think Pakistan are going to do it.
Wow. 6.
I'm going to come with a very left field prediction here because this loss to South Africa at Ahmedabad in front of over 100,000 people could send India into a bit of a spiral. So from this group, South Africa, West Indies come out, and then England, and I'm going to have to say Sri Lanka will have enough to come back after today's loss. Yeah, they're going to have enough.
They'll basically have to be perfect. They can't really lose, and also their net run rate is in the ground. So interesting.
So I have them beating New Zealand and the other opponents in that group. So for me, South Africa, West Indies, England, and Sri Lanka the semifinals.
Right. Nobody has love for this team, but semifinals, Zimbabwe. I'm just joking, man. I wish I could pick them. My Zimbabwean family, I would love for you guys to be there, but there's only 2 that can go through to this 4. I think South Africa, this is a huge win. They're in. I also think England are in. They always peak late. Those are my 2 certainties. The next one, Lord, I've been thinking all day. I don't know why, guys. I just feel like it's not a coincidence that a home team has never won a World Cup. I think shock India are not going to make the semi-final. I have a funny feeling about the West Indies. And before the tournament, I didn't really have the West Indies to go far. But I just have a funny feeling. No bias, just a funny feeling. And my next team is New Zealand. Everybody's sleeping on New Zealand. So yeah, that's my 4. We're going to come back to this because as far as South Africa go, we go. So guys, thank you so much. Cricket Link Up. It's been tons of fun. I want to tell the people across Africa watching, get in on the discussion. Nazeer, everybody's on social media. We have our SuperSport channels. Make sure you guys at us and tell us your predictions. Tell us what stands out to you through the World Cup. It has been so much fun. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you guys soon.
Cheers.